Yo, 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 you beautiful people. How are you doing today?
Did you wash your ass today?
Today, we're going to be looking towards the future with Kingdom Hearts 4 and try to, at the very least, touch base upon two of the many questions that have risen following the reveal of the Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer. Those two being both why there is darkness in Quadratum, the land where supposedly no light nor darkness prevail, as well as how in the is Strelitzia alive and well, and on top of that, here, or rather, if this is even the real Strelitzia at all. What do you mean by that? Obviously it's Strelitzia, she's right there, in all of her cute adorable glory. Right? Well, the answer to that, as with all things in Kingdom Hearts, is maybe. However, for us to take a dive into that, we must address the first question of today's discussion, and that is being, how does darkness exist in Quadratum? Allow me to help you out a bit by taking you with me onwards to the Kingdom Hearts 4 reveal trailer, for it is here that the most massive piece of information regarding this subject can be found. Now, of course, throughout the trailer, there is someone narrating some, as always, cryptic messages, who we've come to find out later to be Sigurd, thanks to one Gigabrain fan who was able to decipher numerous codes. However, today we want to focus on the sections pertaining specifically to Strelitzia and Sora. Yep, like always, Sora yet again offers a vital piece of information for helping us figure this out. Sora awakens in a luxurious loft in Quadratum after being asleep for 7 days. Why 7 days? Because Nomura. No, seriously, that's the reason. The man really loves his numbers 7 and 13. Strelitzia informs Sora on the situation and that he is now in the land of Quadratum, a world inhabited by people. However, for us of the Kingdom Hearts realm, it is as an afterlife. We then cut to the accumulation of darkness, thus resulting in a new form of Darkseid. Sora begins doing what Sora does best and charges towards the danger regardless of if it could kill him or not.
I don't care.
What?
Regardless, while Sora is fighting the Darkseid, the trailer then pans up to show both the Master of Masters as well as a mysterious cloaked figure next to him, thus ending the trailer. At least the parts that we care about today. Okay, so where in these 30-odd something seconds do we see this so-called massive clue that I was talking about? Well, I wasn't necessarily being secretive about it, specifically with the massive part. Quite literally, in fact, I'm talking about the Darkseid. Of course, to us, we see this as just another enemy to take down, such is why Sora charges at it, because he is all too familiar with fighting dark entities of every shape and size. That being said, remember where we are, Quadratum. When talking to the darkness in Kingdom Hearts Union Cross, the Master reveals the information that Quadratum is a land of fiction, a place where neither light nor darkness prevail. This is further backed up by Ansem the Wise's hypothesis in Melody of Memories. When explaining what Xehanort may have been talking about, he specifically mentions the realms that we can travel to on our side. Those being, of course, light, darkness, and between. Again, including the oddballs such as Data and Dreams.
A fictional world?
Yes, perhaps. The three realms of our world. Light, darkness, and between. These are all places we can travel to, because they are on our side.
He then goes on to explain that we can easily travel to all of these realms because they are on our side. However, we cannot easily travel to Quadratum. Why is that? Because it is not on our side. Because of this, that would in turn mean that light, darkness, in between does not exist there. Otherwise, there would be no reason to separate them from Quadratum, and we could easily reach Quadratum through the same means that we do the others. So if that is the case, why is there a dark side here? Darkness should not exist. Well, the answer is quite simple. So simple, in fact, that many of us, myself included, overlook this simple detail. And that is because there is light here. Where you have light, you will have darkness. One does not exist without the other. You either have both or you have neither. The whole theme around light and darkness in Kingdom Hearts, in my opinion, is for it to be existing in a balance. This is something that I've always touched upon in plenty of my videos and even recently in my Dark Road reaction. Hence why antagonists such as Xehanort as well as the Master of Masters must be stopped, both wanting to lean extremely more in one direction or the other. This thought process is further backed up by Xehanort's older classmates that have perished. When speaking to Xehanort in Dark Road, they tell them that after everything that they have been through, they have come to learn one thing, and that is that hearts aren't made up of just light or darkness. It's not that simple, but there is something beyond it, being able to coexist in harmony. Going back to Quadratum, however, and how there is a dark side here, as I said before, that is because there is light here, and the light here is without a doubt Sora. More specifically, him being a Keyblade wielder. In Kingdom Hearts 1, Yuffie reveals the information to Sora that the Heartless are attracted to the Keyblade, due to them, of course, having a great fear of it.
You okay?
I guess.
Those creatures that attacked you are after the Keyblade. But it's your heart they really want. Because you wield the Keyblade.
The Keyblade.
Yeah, we had to get it away from you to shake off those creatures. It turns out that's how they were tracking you.
Naturally so. The Keyblade being the only thing that can definitively wipe their existence and stop them from popping up somewhere else, it would make sense as to why they want to rid the world of it at all costs. As long as you wield a Keyblade, you will forever have a target painted on your back by darkness. So by Sora, the light, simply existing in Quadratum, the dark side, darkness, would naturally follow and seep its way into Quadratum. So that explains that to the best that we can right now, but how does this lead into the second question and second part of today's video regarding Strelitzia being in Quadratum? Well, that is because that this explains not only how, but why this Strelitzia in the Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer very well may be a fake. Ever since the reveal of the Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer, my brain has been racking with not only how Strelitzia may have ended up in Quadratum, but rather gauging for any little clue that would let us know definitively that Strelitzia is in Quadratum. Because of course, she perished in Union Cross. Now, at surface level, this is Strelitzia. All the tiny little details down to the Roman numeral 11 pin. Again, easily a nod towards organization member number 11 and her brother, Marluxia, aka Lauriam. However, if we dig a bit deeper, we may just be being deceived. And when it comes to determining whether she is the real Strelitzia or not, there is one specific detail that will definitively let us know if it is. Is she a Keyblade wielder? Well, what do you mean by that? Of course she's a Keyblade wielder. She was even chosen to be one of the Union leaders. That's how much of a Keyblade wielder she was. Well, I'm not too sure about that. Let's go back to the Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer for a sec. When Darkseid is manifesting, Sora is seen headed into action. And based off of all of the citizens' reactions to this, it would appear that this is a first for them. Simply running away, sure, I'll give them that. But while the darkness is manifesting, they are all gathered around with their phones out in awe as if to witnessing darkness or something new for the first time. Meaning that up until this specific moment, there have been no signs of darkness in Quadratum. This is of course because Sora was not here. We've just gone over this. But remember the part where I stated that the Heartless, or darkness, is drawn to light. Wherever there is light, darkness will follow. And because Sora is a Keyblade wielder, a protector of light, the darkness thus were attracted to it and invaded Quadratum for the first time. But if you think about it, this shouldn't be the case. Darkness should have long been invaded Quadratum because of course, Strelitzia is here. When Sora awakens, she tells him that he's been asleep for 7 days, meaning that Strelitzia had been here for at the very least a week, although we can all assume it's been significantly longer, unless of course Sora went back in time, which is a whole nother discussion for another day. But being a Keyblade wielder, one who multiple people time and time again have stated to be so bright that it's practically a gift for her, the darkness should have easily been attracted to her. Hell, it was easily attracted to her, hence the reason she had perished in the first place in Union Cross. But of course, the darkness did not show up until Sora did. Something isn't quite adding up here, unless of course Strelitzia isn't light and or she doesn't have a Keyblade. She isn't a Keyblade wielder. But how does this tie into her being a fake? Well, as we all know, Keyblades are tied to the wielder's heart. Even needing a strong heart is a requirement before the Keyblade even decides to look in your direction to determine whether or not you are worthy, which is why time and time again people are surprised that Sora is a Keyblade wielder.
But you failed. Sora stopped you in your tracks on both counts.
Yes, he did. That dull, ordinary boy. A Keyblade wielder so unlike any I have ever seen.
Duh. You're strong because of the ties you have with other people. As if the Keyblade would choose a wimp like you.
How will you fight without a weapon?
I know now I don't need the Keyblade. I've got a better weapon. My heart!
Your heart? What good will that weak little thing do for you?
Although my heart may be weak, it's not alone. It's grown with each new experience, and it's found a home with all the friends I've made. I've become part of their heart just as they've become a part of mine. And if they think of me now and then, if they don't forget me, then our hearts will be one. I don't need a weapon. My friends are my power.
Because of course, when he first got the Keyblade, his heart was extremely weak. Not so much the case nowadays though. Anyways, for this Strelitzia to not wield a Keyblade, it would have to mean, that's right, this is not Strelitzia's heart. Whoever's heart is in her right now is not the original, it's a fake. On top of that, going back to the Kingdom Hearts 4 reveal trailer, why is Sora fighting the dark side alone? If Strelitzia is a Keyblade wielder, wouldn't she join the fray? Or at the very least, do damage control for the people and civilians? Why is she sticking to the sidelines, nowhere to be found? Unless, of course, she does not have a mean to fight the darkness. On top of that, if you remember, there were two characters sticking to the sidelines as well, those being the hooded figure and, of course, the Master of Masters. If this person is indeed an imposter pretending to be Strelitzia, they very well may be in fact working with the Master of Masters. This very well may explain this scene in Union Cross when the Chirithy says that they saw someone who looked an awful like Strelitzia walking with a hooded figure. The hooded figure, of course, being the Master of Masters, and the cloaked figure being Strelitzia's Data. During the events of Union Cross, the Union leaders have seen numerous times where someone's glitched figures were being shown in the world, such as Ava and Strelitzia. Doing a little bit of deduction, they came to the conclusion that these glitched figures are signs of someone accessing that person's data. This would explain, as I said before, why Strelitzia is not a Keyblade wielder, why she cannot wield a Keyblade. She's a fake, a copy. Even back in 358 in 2 days, Riku delivers the blatant truth of someone trying to create their own Keyblade wielder when fighting Shion.
Tell me first, why you are dressed as one of us.
To make sure my best friend sleeps in peace. I don't know who you're supposed to be, but you can't fight fire with sparks. This Keyblade, it's a sham. Worthless.
My Keyblade is not a sham. What gives you the right to say that?
Find a new crowd. Trust me, those guys are bad news.
Now, of course, there's the special situation with Data Sora in Kingdom Hearts Recoded. However, as I just said, that is a special situation. Mickey even says so himself that this is a rare power that only Sora could awaken, due to the powerful ties that Sora had made with all the people connected to him.
The Keyblade we gave you before was one we created. It was nothing but data. To tell you the truth, I never expected it to have the same kind of power as the real Keyblade. That weapon was just a replica. It didn't have any substance. That's why Maleficent could destroy it so easily. But during your journey, you really made a connection with all of us. You've become more than the system, Sora. The power you found inside of you isn't like anybody else's.
Sora is the only one in the entire series that has made such significant connections with people and is still going. Hence, again, why he was able to stand in the ring and prove himself to be a wielder of the Keyblade with the others that the Keyblade had chosen. So Data Sora being able to summon a real Keyblade is an exception, not an example. Data Strelitzia would not be able to do the same thing. She would not be able to recreate a real Keyblade. And if this Strelitzia is Data, her Keyblade is essentially useless to real Heartless. They are not Data. This isn't the same as Recoded, where Data Sora was going against Data Heartless. As Riku has just stated, you can't fight fire with sparks. But if we to assume that Strelitzia is working in tangent with the two figures on top of the tower, why would the Master of Masters need a fake imitating Strelitzia? Well, because he would need someone who could easily gain Sora's trust and get close to him. But why would the Master need to manipulate Sora? Well, the fact that you even need to ask that after all the manipulating the Master had already been doing from the very first time he made an appearance on screen, it's for the same reason that the Master wanted Sora in Quadratum. The same reason that he made Xehanort do what he did, and the same reason that I'm going to have to end the video here. Otherwise, we'll be here all week.